Hi, everybody. I just thought I'd stop by your house real quick here and just to say hello. I didn't make a video yesterday because I was busy, busy, busy. And if you can see kind of behind me here, there's a cupboard here now where I got some of my stuff inside here. I still have to do a little bit more organizing of that stuff. And then next to it, then there's another, well, it's a cupboard just like that one, but I left the doors off of that one. And in that one too, I got more organizing to do there. But, oh man, yesterday, because those two cupboards were on a wall back yonder, but I couldn't really get into them because there was stuff in front of them and I couldn't open the doors. So I spent the whole day yesterday moving stuff, and it took me all day. But it's going to be now, everything is once I get it a little bit more fine-tuned, everything is going to be so much easier to get into. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. My channel is full of a bunch of I don't know what, and it's different every day, and it's but mostly crafty stuff. Today so far, all I've done today is sit here and color on my picture, and and all I've got on here so far is blue and orange. I might do the whole thing in blue and orange. I don't know. Oh, and I glued on new fingernails because my yesterday's fingernails, with all my moving and shaking and whatever, they all came off. And so anyhow, but this is fun. But what I want to do here, excuse me, yesterday I mentioned something, not yesterday's video, but the day before. I mentioned something about the universal laws. Somebody in a video I was watching mentioned universal laws, and I thought, I've never heard of them. Never heard of them ever. And so I said, well, I'm going to look them up because I can't go through life not knowing stuff. And so there's 12 universal laws. So then I got an email yesterday from Brenda, and she says, she looked them up. She goes, those are very interesting. She said, we need more information on those. Well, I found one. What I want to do for the next 12 days, while I'm doing other things, like I might be slow stitching, I might be coloring, you never know what I'm going to be doing while I'm talking about my the law of the day. But the first law is the law of oneness. The law of oneness it's where everything is connected. Now, my information that I'm getting it is from okay, I guess the you know what I should do is go ahead and underneath the video in the description box I'll put where I'm getting this information. But each day I want to print out one of the laws of the universe. One of the things that I have always believed is that God is the universe. He is around us. He is through us. He is within us. That's where God is. God is the universe. Every planet all the way to Pluto. I know they kicked Pluto off, but Pluto's still a planet in my eyes. Everything, I'm going to read this, what I just wrote, there's not much to read, but listen. We're all connected. You, your dog, the tilapia that you had for dinner, your boss, and Dwayne the annoying barista at your local cafe. That's right. You and Dwayne came from the same place and are energetically connected. This may be hard to believe because your egos are so good at highlighting our because our egos are so good at highlighting our individuality and our differences. We are separate individuals, of course, but that's just looking at one plane of reality, the physical. You and I are both physical expressions of the same energy. And that's another thing that I. Hi.
Keep going. I won't interrupt.
Okay. What are you doing?
Saving the boxes.
Oh, okay. And there's my Jennifer right there. That's her. That's my daughter. In fact, every living being is a physical manifestation of the same source energy. This is the concept of divine oneness. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, okay, where was I? I don't know where I was. I just paused it because my daughter was looking for, she was making a order. Today is Jeffrey's 16th birthday. I just can hardly believe it. I cut his cord when he was born. Was it his cord or his mother's cord? The cord. I cut the cord. And he's now 16 years old, but we're going to have. She's fixing him up a birthday party out there in the other room. Okay, and we're talking about everything is connected. What did I said you and I are both physical expressions of energy. This is the concept of divine oneness. And in my belief, in my thoughts, and in my wisdom from living 74 years, that's how I describe God is energy. God is energy. And we are of God, so yes, we are all connected. And I don't know, Thich Nhat Hanh, he's a Buddhist. He says people normally cut reality into compartments and so are able to see through the interdependence of all phenomena. To see one in all and all in one is to break through the great barrier which narrows one's perception of reality. That's very interesting. I listened to that man a few times, and sometimes it gets really deep, and it just, if you get really deep, it kind of goes over my head. But I like to listen to him every once in a while. So let's dig a little deeper. If we're all connected, then your thoughts, your actions, and behaviors impact the greater all. We tend to believe that we can walk around in the bubble of our own lives without consideration for how our actions impact those around us, our communities, and our environment. The result, we live in a deeply divided society, and our environment is turning on us. Sometimes the impact is obvious and immediate. You get into an argument with a friend and feel remorseful afterwards. Sometimes the impact indirect, and you may never actually notice it. You hold the door open for a stranger who, unbeknownst to you, feels invisible to the world. Him, him. And that gesture of simply acknowledging to the world around him should have been there. And that gesture of simply acknowledging his presence brightened his entire day. Just by that simple thing, a simple act of kindness, because you are connected. I am connected to you. I am each one of you that are watching. I feel connected to you. And like when I read my comments, I have never had a bad comment. I have had only very kind comments in my under my videos, and that just warms my heart. It is feels so good. And then after each one of the laws, then it gives you advice. It says, be mindful of your thoughts, your actions, and behavior, for they send waves throughout the universe. And since we're all connected, what goes around comes back around in some form. So then when I was reading this, when I read that right away, I thought, that's something we've probably all heard some time in our life, is what goes around comes around. And that is true. What you do for others will come back to you. You be kind to others, and the kindness comes back to you. I learned somewhere that the second full week of August, which is this week, is World Kindness Week, and that we should do something kind for ourselves and something kind for someone else. You can do it every day, or you can do it once through the week, or whatever, but just to be kind, a little bit kind. And so, as I read through these, and as I read through them, I thought, this all makes so much sense. And I have also found that the laws of the universe, it doesn't say anything about biblical things, but they correspond so well. The universe is God. God created the universe, not just the earth. He created the entire universe. And so, so when I compare, or because I've learned a lot, I've went to different churches, different churches of different religion, and so in each one I've learned kind of the same thing but different values. And then since I haven't been going to a brick and mortar church, I have done a lot of studying on my own of different beliefs, customs, values, religions, and I find them to be very interesting, where the core of every belief seems to be the same. And then, like the trunk of the tree, they always have the trunk of the tree, and then they got different branches, different colored leaves, different shapes, different. And then there's the banyan tree. Well, anyway, but I am finding this to be so interesting is the 12 universal laws. And now I don't have in front of me what the name of that. I'll have to look it up. I will put the link in underneath, because since I'm reading word for word of what is in that publication, I want to give recognition to where I'm getting it, and I just don't have it in front of me right now, and it didn't print on this paper. It just says number 1, the law of divine oneness, Wellismo, Wellismo. So, but I'll have that underneath here if you want to look it up. But the laws are. Oh, thank you, Papa. And then the next one is the law of vibration. And so tomorrow I'm going to have the printout and the explanation of the law of vibration. Now that one is so interesting as well. And yeah, and I got stuff to say about that one too. That's going to be so good. That the whole thing is just absolutely amazing. I'm surprised that I've never heard of these things before. And But I'm glad now that I know about them, and I can study them and become even filled with more wisdom. The lady that I watched first that mentioned it is a lady. I need to put her link too. She's 90 years old and she's got a YouTube channel, and her YouTube channel is called Joy's Tiny. And she lives in a tiny home. She lives in a camper. And this lady has so much wisdom, which wisdom comes with age. I believe it, believe it, believe it. You know, if you're young and you're fresh out of college and you've got your doctorate degree in something, you are very, very book smart. But if you're only 26 years old, I'm sorry you don't have a lot of wisdom. Wisdom, I shouldn't say that because maybe you do. But wisdom really does come with age. Because as you age, you're learning real stuff through life. And if you know how to extract the good from the whatever and leave ugliness or evil or whatever alone, just pass that up, you become filled with so much wisdom. And I think, I know most of my subscribers are, according to my analytics, are 65 and above. So I'm knowing that most of you, if you're in that, I'm above 65, you know. Yeah, buddy, I'm my way above 65. But I know you all probably know a lot of things you learned throughout life that adds to what you learned in school, in any school, elementary school, kindergarten, high school, college. Now you're learning stuff there, but that stuff that creates wisdom is something that you learn from life. And so, yeah, I'm going to put a link to, so I'll put a link to this where I'm learning about the 12 laws, universal laws. And I will also put a link to this Joy's Tiny, to her channel. And she's 90 years old, bless her heart. And I mean, she's been through a lot, and she has got the wisdom to prove it. And so now today is going to be a fun day for us because it's Jeffrey's birthday, and his mama, I mean, Jeffrey's an only child, so of course you know how only children get, you know, spoiled a little bit. But he's having a Pokemon birthday party, and Jennifer has everything out there. She's got decorations for his Pokemon birthday. So me and Papa each we each gave him a card with some money in it. And Papa gave him a $20 bill and a $2 bill, because Papa's carried a $2 bill around in his wallet for years and years and years. I think as long as I've known him, he's had this same $2 bill. He said he's going to give it to Jeffrey and let Jeffrey carry it around for eons. But he says that way I can tell him I'm giving him a $20 bill, $2 bill, yeah, 22. So Yeah, that was just what Papa said. He's kind of a jokester. And but I'm looking forward to he's got some friends coming over. We're going to have pizza, calzone, cake and ice cream. I'm looking forward to the cake and ice cream. I'm telling you, we don't eat cake and ice cream every day of the week, and not even one day a week. We have to wait for birthdays. So we haven't had a birthday cake since June when we had Kaya's birthday. And so then we won't have any birthdays in September, and then we have to wait. Oh, then at the end of October, then we get a lot of cake because my birthday is one of my daughter's birthday is the 16th. One of my daughter's birthday is the 25th. My birthday is the 23rd. My mom's birthday would have been the 24th. My brother's birthday would have been the 30th. We got a lot of October birthdays. And so we get plenty of cake. And see, I believe in just because somebody has crossed over and went to heaven, I think we should still celebrate their birthday with a cake. And so I always like to figure, now if my dad was still alive, how old would he be? And then I get it kind of sad because then I know, gosh, he just went too early because my mom and dad both of them passed away young, early 60s, real early 60s, 61 and 62. But when I think about that, I think, gosh, they still could be alive today. They as age-wise, if they took care of their health, but they didn't. They didn't go to a doctor when they had an ache or a pain or didn't feel good or something. They didn't. They just figured, no, I'll be fine. And they weren't fine. Well, they were fine up until they weren't fine, but that was in 86 and 89. Okay, so all of you who are still here, thank you so much. And I hope that these next 12 videos are not, or 11 more now, aren't going to be too boring for you, but I am going to do the 12 universal laws. I would say I've had a lot of requests, but I've only had one. And so since I had one, that was Brenda. Was it Brenda? It was Brenda. She said I should go into them. I don't know if maybe she already knows about them and that's why she wanted me to say that I should go into them. I don't know. But anyway, I am very interested in learning. Because I haven't read every one of them yet. So I'll be learning along with you. And if you're new here, thank you so much. I do my channel just as a hobby. It's just something I enjoy doing. I'm a loner. I am really a loner. But I'm a loner, but I love getting on here and talking to you all. Now, I don't do well talking to a group of people in a, I can't stand in front, I could never be a preacher, stand there in front of all these people with all their eyes on you. I can talk to you all with no problem. And so it's because you guys are sort of like my therapists. And so sometimes I will do a craft and show you how I'm doing it wrong. Sometimes I will show you something I actually know how to do right. And sometimes I might just color because I like coloring. And coloring is very soothing. It's very therapeutic. I'm working on this book right now. And so this one here, it's almost finished. I'm going to color in with colored pencils. I'm going to color this white part. So I'm going to color it a light blue. I'm going to first put swirls in it and then color it all light blue. This one was fun to do. That one was fun. And then this one was fun. I use colored pencil, markers, and gel pens, and that's been on all three of these that I've done so far. But and yeah, these I like these kind, and I like to match them. So, but a lot of some of these like will be very challenging. I mean, this is going to be pretty too. But I'll probably just color till I color all these. But I'm working on this one right now. But see, I'll work on color a little bit, and I set that off to the side, and then I might work on my. Oh, I'm working on my my hens right now, and I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 done. 9 of them, and I'm going to put 16 on here, so I got 7 more to do. And I work on my macrame, and so oh, there's another. Oh gosh, I just watched another video of another one that I want to make that is going to be so much fun. It's going to be so pretty, and so I do that. I've got my serger back here hiding behind this stuff, which I have to get going with my fall non-paper paper towels. I got that on my list of to-do stuff, and then I've got my sewing machine over here by the window, and but I always do doing something even if it's wrong. I don't mind doing things wrong, and so oh, and I wanted to mention too, we are living through a historical time in our lives. If you listen to, because we can listen to so much YouTube, we don't only get the news on the 3 networks now, we can listen to YouTube or whatever. And in politics right now, things are getting silly. And so I am putting in my journal. I've got one journal that I'm just doing for Jeffrey right now. He bought me a journal for my birthday that I write things about myself so he can learn about me and my history. And but I want to put in there what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling through the way politics is going today, because it is way different than 50 years ago. I'm sure I don't remember 50 years ago how it went. Oh yeah, I do. But the silliness. I'm saying silliness. There's so much silliness and petty things. And because I'm living through it right now, I want to write my thoughts. So then in 50 years, if Jeffrey reads that or somebody reads, and or even maybe a great grandchild reads it, they can say, "Oh, my grandma was living at that time. She wrote about what was going on." And so because there's some real serious stuff going on, even though a lot of it is silly and petty, there's a lot of seriousness. And I want to write my thoughts down. And I'm not a political person. I just don't like to get into politics at all, because I think politics should just find its way out to nowhere away from government. I don't know how you do that, but that's just my thoughts and some of my crooked wisdom. But anyway, I'm going to leave that as that. I'm going to read out of Helen Steiner Rice. And when I do, I always, if you're new here, I read something at the end of my videos. And Helen Steiner Rice is one of my favorite things to read. Well, I got a lot of favorite things to read. I just love reading. Okay, and here I open it up. It says, "The better you know him, the more you love him. The better you know God, the better you feel. For to learn more about him and discover he's real can wholly, completely, and miraculously change, reshape, and remake, and then rearrange your mixed up, miserable, and unhappy life. Adrift on the sea of sin-sickened strife. But you once know this man of goodwill. He will calm your life and say, 'Peace, be still.' So open your heart's door and let Christ come in, and he'll give you new life and free you from sin. And there is no joy that can ever compare with the joy of knowing you're in God's care. And so there you go. And we're going to find how much these universal laws just weave right in with God. All right, I'm going to let you go. I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, keep you safe and secure, keep you happy and healthy and humble, and don't be scared. I love you. I love you. God loves you. Everybody loves you, and you need to love yourself. God bless, and come back to my next video. I can't find my makeup. It's somewhere. I would have put makeup on to match my beautiful hair, but I don't know where I put my makeup. Yesterday, I got it all in a little flamingo back. I can't find it. I moved it yesterday somewhere. I love you guys. Bye-bye.